What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. I'm just entering the garage and it's a little bit of a mess. Take a look at this. So I have been preparing and spraying some suspension parts. I've got my prop shaft up there, steering rack, anti-roll bar. Now, if you watched the previous Escort video that I just released a couple of weeks ago, we fitted the Pinto engine and the gearbox. And in this video, we're going to make some huge progress. We're hopefully going to get all of the suspension back on the Mk2 Escort. But the main thing I've got to focus on right now is sorting out this mess, because I can't have it looking like this. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get this all tidied back up and I'll show you guys all of the new parts I'm about to fit to my Mk2 Escort. Right, that's a bit better, nice and clean, just how we like it. Now I'm making my way towards these two boxes. One's got Burton Power tape on it and the other one has got GAZ Shocks tape on it. So we know we're in for a real treat. Let's open the Burton Power one first. Oh yes, we've got some goodies in here. Okay, so let's have a look. Right, so first up, we've got some alloy hubs. Now I will unpackage these in a minute. These are the larger type, so the alloy hub large bearing RS Escort. Now there's a reason why I've gone for the RS ones and I will explain that in a minute. So yeah, we've got a pair of them. What else we got in here? Right, so we've got the bearings to suit. These are the GP4 wheel bearing kit, large inner bearing, and I should have two of them somewhere. Yeah, there we go. And there is the second one. To go with the RS theme, I've got some RS steering arms. I've also got some RS track rod ends, because I believe these are different to the standard ones. God, this is like lucky dip. I kind of do remember what I ordered. Here we have some very nice looking alloy grease caps. They are again to suit the bigger bearings and hubs. What else we got? We've got the bolts to suit the steering arms. Now last but not least, we've got these split stub axle locking nuts, a pair of them. Now guys are really helpful down at Burton Power, and Anthony, who I was talking to, said that I need these because I've got the larger wheel bearings. Basically, the GP4 bearing is thicker and covers the split pin hole when assembled. So these are a much easier solution than re-drilling the holes for the split pins. There we go, that's all the Burton Power suspension hull all laid out now. I'm very, very happy with these parts. Look at these aluminium hubs, such good quality and really, really light. Proper happy with them. Now, we're going to move on to the GAZ box, and I think you can all pretty much guess what's in here. Right, so I think I did put a little teaser of these on my Instagram. I shared a photo of these when I purchased these. It's got to be quite a while ago now. I'm going to say like 4 or 5 months. It's got to be. But we're now at this stage and I can show YouTube my lovely GAZ struts. Now take a look at these bad boys. Here we have some GAZ GHA coilovers. I had to save up a little bit for these because they were quite pricey, but they're the ones I wanted to buy. Now I've got the GHA ones. I think they stand for GAZ Height Adjustable, but they do offer 2 different sets. You can get GAZ Golds as well, but GAZ Golds are mainly for track and race use, and I'm not really going to be doing that with the Escort. I've gone for the GHAs, which are just purely and simply for street use. I just want it to sit nicely and ride half decently. I've got a different set of coilovers on my Mk2 Fiesta, and yeah, you can really feel the harsh ride. So hopefully these are going to be somewhat better, but obviously lower in your car, you've got to expect it to be a slightly different ride anyway. So yeah, there we have it. I've got the GAZ GHA coilovers, and I purchased these from James at Evolution Motorsport. I'll leave his link in the description below. Now, just want to turn our attention quickly to these spindles. Now, these are RS type, so you can't run standard hubs and standard bearings. So, hence why I've got the RS hubs, RS wheel bearings, etc, etc. Now, I need to give a shout out to Chris Vernon because he really helped me with that. He recently built a Mk2 Escort estate. Looks so cool, and he was having the same problems. Pretty much you have to buy quite a lot of RS parts, so yeah, luckily I managed to talk to him beforehand and I've sort of figured out what parts I need to be RS and what parts don't need to be RS. But isn't that just a sight? I think car people really do get excited at new parts, and just staring at these makes me even more excited to get them fully fitted onto the car and see what it looks like when they're all together. I did mention a minute ago that I have actually restored some of the parts, and here they are. Now I've got the prop shaft, the steering rack and the anti-roll bar. If you guys have been watching the videos for a while, I did actually spray these back last summer, but all I'd done was put matte black on it and I wasn't very happy with the finish. So what I'd done recently is I popped down to Leonard Brooks, which is my paint supplier. I love using them, they're so helpful whenever you go in there. And I purchased some 2K satin black, and the finish on these is so good, and it's much more durable than sort of normal paint. So I've done the prop shaft again, I've done the steering rack again, and the anti-roll bar, so they're nice and protected. I will be getting the prop shaft fitted, but not in this video. The steering rack, I believe, is a quick rack. I'm not too sure on the specifications of it, and the roll bar is just a standard one that came with the car. Now over the last couple of evenings, I actually prepped and sprayed these few bits. Now here we've got one of the anti-roll bar brackets. I think this has come out so well. I'll whack up some photos of me in the process of doing these. I really did spend a lot of time getting in all of the tight corners, and I made sure that they're going to be looking nice and fresh and last for many years to come. We've also got here, I can't remember what is what, but one set of these is the anti-roll bar brackets and another set is the steering rack brackets. I've got brand new poly bushes for both sets as well, but these brackets came out so nice. I got them really clean with the wire wheel, and then I primed them, and then I put some 2K satin black on them. They've come out in such good condition. So that's pretty much what I've been doing over the last couple of days. I've just been working out what parts I have got and what parts I need to still order. I still do have some lying around in the back of the Escort that we will be using in this video, because I think I've got some studs in there and a couple other little bits that we need for the suspension. Now also, paired with all of them new parts, I have got my big box of bolts that I purchased from eBay, and I showed you guys in the last video that I used some cross member bolts and a couple other bits and bobs. But yeah, we've literally got so many bolts in here so we can bolt everything together. Okay, so plan of action. I'm here on the near side front, and because we've got so much room here, I'm gonna video putting all the suspension on this side. On the off side, I don't have as much room, so I will be time-lapsing that bit, but we won't miss anything out. I did actually just stumble across some more parts. I've got loads of poly bushes here that I purchased from Burton Power quite a while ago now, and I also found my TCAs. They're just standard ones, they're not adjustable or anything, which I purchased from Burton Power as well. And I came across these, which are the gaiters. They're the boots for the steering rack. Now these were actually brought back to life by the refinishing shop. They were, well, in not the best condition, but these got ultrasonic cleaned and they're ready to fit again. The first part we're going to be fitting is the coilovers. Now I've wound these right down so there's no pressure on them. The top mount's nice and loose, so all we need to do really is get this bolted onto the Escort. I thought it'd be easier just to fit the top mounts and then I'll fit the struts to them. I've also got these load spreading washers which were in the bolt kit that I purchased. I've just got to try and fit these to the right holes. Oh, it's actually mental bolting bits to this Escort. Never thought I'd see the day. Oh, this is actually crazy, man. So crazy. A bit surreal, really. Now it is time to grab my first coilover and get it up into the arch. There we go. Get that top bolt on. Just a 24mm for this top bolt. Wow, and there we go. That is the GAZ coilover fully fitted. Let's get some more done. Next up, I'm going to be fitting the traction control arm for the near side. Now these are sided. This bush in here where the anti-roll bar sits makes it sort of off-centre. It's angled. It's very hard to sort of show that on the camera, but it is angled, so these are sided. All it does is slot in to the cradle like that, well, I keep calling it a cradle, it's not. It's a cross member. I need to get Fiesta brain off and Escort brain on. So yeah, it slots into the cross member like that, and then it will go up into the bottom of the coilover. And if you haven't got the memo yet, we've got new bolts for them as well. So satisfying, putting new parts onto this old Escort. Brand new bolts as well, just the way we like it. There we go, buzzing. Oh, I'm actually so buzzing. Up next we've got the anti-roll bar bracket, which sits in the bottom corner of the engine bay. Got my new bolts all ready, and as you can see, it sits just up here, and then the anti-roll bar bolts onto it below. This could be the best day ever. Oh yeah, don't mind me mumbling a bit of Best Day Ever by Mac Miller. What a tune. He's a bloody 15, innit? Of course it is, mate. Well, what a view that is. I've now got both of the coilovers fitted, I've got the traction control arms fitted, and I've also got them brackets for the anti-roll bars fitted. It's really starting to come together now. We're going to keep straight on with the progress, and I'm now going to start to build up the steering rack. And I've just been having a real good look over this, and it's actually been freshly greased, and these tie rods are literally brand new, so I think this rack might have been refurbished just before I got it, to be fair, because it come with the Escort, and yeah, it looks in real good condition. What I've got here is I've got some Superflex polyurethane bushes just to go on the two mounting areas. I've also got them rubber boots, which I talked about earlier, and the track rod ends. I'm just going to go ahead and fit the bushes first. These are nice and easy. They've already got splits in them, so they should just literally go on like that. Look at that. Could not be any easier if I tried. Bing bang bosh. They are both fitted. Is that one going to go on? Yeah, that's all done. Right, lovely. That was nice and simple. Next up, we're going to be putting these boots on. I'm pretty sure this one goes on this side and the longer one, nope. This longer one goes on this side and the shorter one goes on this side. I will tell you guys now, I'm going to fit some cable ties to these. Now, they do the job, but I am going to order some proper clips, a bit like the CV clips that you get for the CV boots, the ones that you have to squeeze together, and they just look nice and clean. But yeah, for now, we'll put some cable ties on there. Look at that. So glad I managed to save these thanks to the refinishing shop, because yeah, these boots can go again now. There we go. Lovely stuff. So that's the boots now fully fitted. Really happy with how they went on. This one was a little bit tricky, but had to lube it up and it went straight on. I've now got the track rod ends out, these new ones. These are the RS type. I'm not quite sure the differences, but I do know they are different to the standard tie rod ends. Anyway, I'm going to get these fitted. I'm going to put them on about, I don't know, say 10 turns. The whole car will need to be completely tracked and aligned once it's on the road, so we're not going to worry about trying to get it bang on just yet. Yeah, there we go. Very happy they were the same thread. Sometimes you get the track rod ends and they're a different thread or whatever, but these two look to be absolutely perfect. Let's just all take a minute to appreciate how fresh that steering rack looks. The only thing left to do now is to get it fitted. I tell you what, I really do think the hard work is all in the prep and getting all the bits together, because this is just bolting together so easily. Look at that. Steering rack now, fully in. It's all bolted up. Lovely jubbly. I mean, yeah, I know I'm sort of focusing on the disgrace of this front panel, but this is all going to be sorted when the exterior bodywork gets done. Let's focus on the underside, which is nice and minty fresh. Now next up we've got the anti-roll bar to fit. I have got some new polyurethane bushes. I've got some for the actual brackets that bolt on to the other brackets that I fitted earlier, and I've also got some polyurethane bushes which were going to go inside of my track control arms, but because I've got the standard ones, they still got the brand new rubber standard ones in there, so I'm going to leave them in for now. I have got some brand new little, I don't know what you call these, like pins, so they allow the anti-roll bar thread to slot through the track control arm. But yeah, got two new ones of them, so I'm going to go ahead and get this fitted. I've been stopped in my tracks just for a second because I remembered the washers. So you got one big washer that goes on this side, and then the sleeve goes on. Then what happens is the anti-roll bar goes through the traction control arm, and then the other washer goes on the other side, and then you got your castle nut. So yeah, I have got all new ones of them, and I'm fitting them whilst installing the anti-roll bar. Okay, so just like that, it is another day, and I've just come out into the garage and I've given it a quick clean up and just admiring my work. This is how the underside is now looking. It really is starting to come together. It's surprising how little parts you have to put on for it to actually start looking like it's roadworthy again. I did have a bit of a panic when I came out here today because I noticed the washers that the anti-roll bar go through, one of them was around a different way, and it got me thinking I didn't actually know the correct way. So I put a post up on the Mk2 and Mk2 Escort page, and I said, are they meant to be flared outwards or inwards? And basically everyone said the washers are meant to be flared outwards. So I've now changed the other side because that was sort of flared inwards, and I've also just nipped up the castle nuts as well. Moving on, the next parts I'm going to be fitting are these RS steering arms. So basically, these bolt onto the back of the strut or the coilover, as I've got, and it gives you obviously the hole for the track rod end to sit in. Right, so these RS steering arms, they just sit at the bottom of the strut, just here. They've got a curve on them, so it sits in between the bottom ball joint nut. Now these are sided, but very easy to tell the difference because this hole is tapered. Obviously the track rod end is tapered as well, so it wouldn't be going on like that. It just doesn't fit over it, but it will fit over like that. So as you can see, once we've got this bolted up, it will swing round and it will go on the top of the track rod ends. I did also get the hardware from Burton Power. These come with some nice castle nuts. Let's get these nipped up a little bit. That's one, and that's two. And if we swing this around now, we can get our track rod ends, push it up like that, and then get our nut on. And that is pretty much job done. Just got to tighten that up. I've made my way over to the offside front, and it is a bit more cramped around here, so I'm going to try one of these fancy transitions, but I'm not quite sure if it'll work or not. And there we go. So RS steering arm fitted, track rod ends all bolted up. With them RS steering arms now fitted, I can start to sort of line it up just with my eyes and try to get this steering somewhat straight so I can get it rolled out of the garage. But yeah, just look at that. I'm really happy with the progress we're making. So I have pretty much ran out of parts to fit. I've still got the alloy hubs and the wheel bearings, but the reason why I'm not going to be able to fit them in this video is because I've got no brakes yet. Now talking about brakes, I have just purchased a new set. I've got new calipers, new discs, new pads. Comes in a full bundle, all the hardware as well, so I'm really looking forward to receiving that in the post, and that is something that I will be fitting in the next video. And also brake related, I need to get my brake master cylinder and servo all bolted up back together and onto the original tower, because that's what I'm going to still be running. And I also need to make up all of the copper brake lines, have them all ran before I do anything else to the engine bay. So yeah, next on the agenda is purely brake related. I want to get all of that done, and then we can start bolting all of the goodies that I've purchased onto the engine. But honestly, I know I'm probably going to say this a lot, it's just nice to move on and not to be stripping off the undersill from under the Mk2 Escort, because it seems like for months that's what I've been doing, and it actually seems strange to be fitting parts to the suspension. But let me know what you think of the build. As I say, I want this Escort out for summer and I'm raring to go, so we're going to be making lots more progress and there's going to be more videos coming soon. Anyway, if you did enjoy the video, please give it a like, and if you like what you see, subscribe to the channel to see more. Thank you all for watching, and until the next one, I'll see you guys later.